Alright, so here's the fourth example. This might be the last one that I do of these types. When you're finding a term that contains, a particular, like y to the 21st here. I think I've hit everything. Check out the other three. They're a little different than this, so let's check them out. So here I want to find the term containing y to the 21st. So if I expanded this out, okay, if I used the binomial theorem and wrote out all the terms, okay, like you multiplied it out. Well, I want to find the term that contains y to the 21st. Okay, so to do that, I think we need to take a look at the binomial theorem. So what we have is what? 2x minus 3y to the 10th, and we want to find the term that contains y to the 21st. Alright, so let's look at this. This is the same thing, it's just a more condensed way of writing this. Alright, so here we have n, which in this case is 10. We have a, which is 2x. We have b, which is, well, see how it's plus b? We have minus, so b would be negative 3y. Alright, so the 10, that's n. You can see that goes all the way across here. And then look here. You got 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to n. So the numbers down here in the combinations would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we have a to the n. So this would actually be a to the 10th. Because see, that's what it's starting out with at 10. So a to the 10th, a to the 9th, a to the 8th, all the way down to a to the 0 in the last term. We don't write a to the 0 because we know anything to the 0 power is 1. And then let's look at the b term. This is b to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all the way to, in our case, 10. Now there's not a b here, but that's b to the 0. That is b to the 0 is 1. So, and we don't write it, so that's how that works. Okay. All right. So what we're going to really look at is just this part here. This right here is the formula for each term. Okay. That's all it is. All right. So we need to know what n is, what a is, b, and r. Well, let's see what we have right now. Well, we know that n, which is our exponent here, that's 10. We know a, which is this term, that's 2x. We know b, which is this. In our case, it's negative 3y. Alright, and actually, when I rewrote the problem, I actually messed it up, didn't I? But no big deal. We're just going to go ahead and add it. Okay. Y cubed. Alright. So, this was the original problem, if you remember from here. Okay. I just left the 3 off. Okay. Alright. So, there's B. And now we need to know what R is. Okay. Alright. So, we want the term that has y to the 21st. Okay. So if you notice in the formula, remember this exponent here is 0, right? Okay. So that's what? See this term here, 0, 0. See this, 0. I'm sorry, 1, 1, 2, 2. See, this number here and the number here are the same. See, n, n. Well, look, that's r and r. That's what we're looking for is r. Okay. So, how can I find this r? Well, if you look over here, that's actually b, which is what? Negative 3y cubed, right? That's b, raised to the r power. Okay, well, remember, I need y to be raised to the 21st power, right? That's what I need. I need it to be raised to the 21st power. Well, remember your property of exponents. When you have exponents like this, you multiply them, right? That'd be a to the m times n. Well, what does this need to be? So when I do 3 times what? 7 gives me the 21. You see that? All right. You can't just say that r is 21 because our b has a y cubed in it. We just need the final exponent to be 21. And so what do you have to multiply to 3 to get the 21? That's 7. And so now we can see r is 7. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. You've got everything now, so we just plug everything into this. So I've got what? N, choose R, which is 7, times A. Well, what's A? That's 2x, raised to the n minus r. So that'd be to the n minus r. So 10 minus 7. And then times b, which would be negative 3y cubed raised to the r. So that would be raised to the 7th. And so what I need to do now is calculate this factorial. Well, here's the formula. You know, you can punch this into your calculator, and if you do punch it into your calculator, if you have one of the TI graphing calculators, look in your manual and it'll tell you how to punch that in if you don't know how to do it. And if you have one of the non-graphing scientific calculators, the cover that comes with your calculator, look in there and there's usually a little card in there that tells you how to plug that in. But I'll go ahead and show you how to do this out by hand real quick so you'll know, but you can plug it into your calculator. Well, the formula for n choose r, see we've got 10 choose 7, is n factorial over r factorial times n minus r factorial. And just remember, factorial, 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 120. If you have 4 factorial, that's just 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and so on. That's all it is. Whatever number it is, if it's 10 factorial, that's 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, all the way down to 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate this real quick. So that's going to give me 10 choose 7. So that's going to be 10 factorial over 7 factorial times 10 minus 7 factorial. All right, so let's write out the 10 factorial. That's 10 factorial is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 all the way down to 1. Okay, I'll show you why I'm not writing that all the way out. And that's over 7 factorial times 3 factorial. Well, 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, what does that equal? Well, all that is 7 factorial. Okay, let me shorten this line up some. That's just 7 factorial, right? And so why did I write it like that? Because the 7 factorials cancel. Okay, and so look at this. And so that equals 10 times 9 times 8 over, well, what's 3 factorial? 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6, and that's over 6. Okay, so actually we have what? The 6 and the 9 cancel, I'm left with 3 and 2, and then the 2 and the 10 will cancel, I'm left with 5 and 1. So I have what? 15 times 8, and 15 times 8 is 120. And so this factorial here, that would be 120 times 2x cubed times, oh goodness, and then we've got this raised to the 7th. So negative 3 raised to the 7th, that would be negative 2,187 y, and then remember 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, let me move this out of the way so we'll have some room here. Alright, and so now we have, let's see, 120 times, and then I've got to cube this. 2 cubed is 8, x cubed is just x cubed, times negative 2,187 y to the 21st. Alright, and so then I'll have to multiply the 120, the 8, and the negative 2187. So negative 2,187 times 8 times 120, and we get a big number, don't we? So that's negative 2099520 x cubed, right? X cubed y to the 21st, and this would be your answer. So over 2 million there. All right, so check out the other videos. I hope this helped. Give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.